you have a clear picture in your head of something is going to happen, and a clear belief in that it will happen no matter what, then nothing can stop it. You know what I mean? It is destined to happen, and that's what happens.
Do you know that the law of attraction is always working? It's like the law of gravity. If I let this go, it's going to go down. It's never going to go back up, it's going to go down. That is the law of gravity. Anything heavier than Earth is attracted towards the center of the world. Well, the law of attraction is always working.
When I'm practicing, regularly there are visuals running in my head, me dominating that bowler. When I train, I have music on, I'm putting myself in a situation where that guy is bringing the heat onto me and I'm countering that, and you know, that becomes such a reality in your head. And invariably when I went into that situation, I ended up dominating that guy in their own home conditions.
And what specifically are you seeing when you're visualizing it?
I'm actually seeing smashing that bowler all over the field.
A lot of people were surprised when they found out that you've been signing your name as Champ 2011. How did that come about?
You know, I believe in the law of attraction, and I believe that that you can speak things into existence. And I believe that when you know where you're going and you know what you want, the universe has a way of stepping aside for you. And
I started visualizing at like 13, 14, just so everything around me was taken care of when I got to a meet, so I could be completely relaxed. So when I put my headphones on, all I'm thinking about is the music.
I got into it deep, like really deep, just meditation, visualization, and just realizing how powerful our minds actually are, like how we really do paint our world with our thoughts and our level of self-belief.
So wanting to manifest something is now the question, how can you start expressing what you feel deep inside of yourself in such a way that the world of forms start to mirror it.
It's the visionaries that's changed the world. Think of that.
You know within your mind who you are and what it is that you desire, and you make it happen, regardless of 3D circumstances.
It's kind of like putting yourself in the headspace of where you want to get, rather than, you know, distancing yourself from your goals in your head. Already being there, already feeling that gratitude. And I feel like I've done that in so many ways, and I'm super proud of myself for the way I've been able to kind of be delusional in a way.
I had to become that. Now, what does it mean to become that? I had to think on that. I had to play as that character. You know, so much of manifestation, so much of life itself comes down to two words: play and experience.
Most people don't use their imagination constructively. Most people use their imagination destructively. They imagine what they don't want. We've got to consciously and deliberately imagine what we do want. If we will take and sit down with a pen and ask ourselves, what do I really want? What do I really want? And write it down. And then make a written description of it in the present tense. Writing causes thinking. Thinking creates an image. And you get these images going, you're building a vision in your mind.
If you can see it here, and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen. So I see these shots, I see these sequences, and I don't shy away from them. A lot of times people believe in certain things, but they keep to themselves. They don't put it out there. If you truly believe in it, if you become vocal with it.
How to make something manifest that you want. If this is the case, then for me, starting very easily again, it starts with the smallest area inside of yourself.
And as power operates by law, vibration is one of the laws. Now, vibration is the primary law, attraction is the secondary. You can only attract to you what you're in harmonious vibration with.
I've always had visions of better. I've always visualized better, and in times of struggle. I always visualize victory, success, abundance. I visualized it all, and it's all happening.
Here we are.
Who we are is also part
part of what we want. So what do you want? We can do a simple exercise. I want you to imagine that one thing you want the most out of everything, okay? And now, let's visualize it. You can close your eyes. Just be in the moment. Be whoever you want to be, wherever you desire to be. Feel the moment. Use all of your senses. Feel it, taste it, touch it, hear it.
Everything that comes into our life, we've attracted. We attract everything that comes to us. And we attract it because we're in harmony with it. Think of this for a moment. Take this stuff. Most people are not in harmony with money. They're really not. The average person is struggling all the way through their life. And they saw their parents struggle, and they're doing the same thing.
The more success you have, the more you overcome, the more that you conquer, the more that you become the action, you become the being. That attracts those things to you, and it becomes a cycle, in a sense, a circle, just spinning around. You could think, even in a sense, all aspects of the universe do that spiral like that, the Fibonacci sequence, just going and going and going like that. That is what attraction is. That is, in my opinion, what the law of attraction is.
That there's something beautiful there, especially when it's not really being wrapped in a selfish thing, but manifesting happiness and things you love, and that attracts other. That's what's contagious, you know.
One of the most important component and element that makes up the entire process possible for you to achieve your goal, grow your income, attract money, because of the belief around the money or around success, around what you want to achieve. Everything that you need to address and identify, what is my limiting belief? If my belief is creating my reality, what is my limiting beliefs which is holding me back?
Everything is structure. So if we see in physical human life, we have physical structure, you have hierarchy, you have organizations. On an energetic level, on the metaphysical, there is a hierarchy of energies, right? There is a structure. There are rules, there are laws, like laws of attraction, there are laws.
Well, manifestation is the process of achieving that personal goal, primarily by thinking about outcome, which has to be positive, and also there are certain rules and frameworks that we have to follow. Now, I'm not here to tell you that you need to start manifesting, because you are already doing this, trust me. I'm just here to suggest.
So if life has to happen the way you think it should happen, first of all, how you think, with how much focus you think, how much stability is there in your thought, and how much reverberance is there in the thought process will determine whether your thought will become a reality or is it just an empty thought.
If you can see it, you don't have to know how to get it. Your life will change. You see, you're a whole lot more than what you appear to be on the surface. Now that would be a photograph of you if it was taken with a Kirlian camera. Semyon Kirlian perfected a form of photography where he photographs the body, and you look so much different than just in regular life.
And what is the highest energy in this universe that we have? Some people call it sexual energy, or it is love. It is the energy that carries the potential to create life. This is normally what happens when two people come together and then go into a partnership, go into a bond, and create out of love new life. There is no other energy that can create new life. Two people hate each other, how they create new life? Two people are jealous amongst each other, how they create life? No, there's only one thing. And so law of attraction, or however it's called, I think it is based upon these type of thoughts.
I want to talk about the law of attraction.
The law of attraction.
The law of attraction.
Law of attraction is something that...
Law of the universe.
The law of attraction, does that work for people?
know exactly where they were going. They said, what do you mean? Well, could I attract a person into my life? I said, absolutely, absolutely. So I thought there's a lot of people want to know this, and this actually is the way it works.
Having something that you really want. Spending your time to already manifest it in the mind as good as you can, meaning make it feelable. Make your thought already start to go into the area of you can feel it. You can feel it, how it has entered your life.
My personal belief on it, how I used it to get all the things that I have, most importantly, to become the version of myself that attracted all that I desired into my life. Now, law of attraction has been around for a very long time. The Secret really made it popular.
Well, if you have never heard of manifestation before, it's real. I'm not coming up with it. There are a number of best-selling books written about it, dozens of supporting groups with thousands of members, and there are videos, blogs, articles, and TikToks. Oh my goodness, a lot of TikToks all over the internet. And so many people claim that manifestation works for them.
So many people say, I am rich, I am wealthy, I am abundant. They want to manifest more money in their life. The universe occasionally will allow you to win a small lottery ticket. You win $2,000. The universe will sometimes just give you something small to manage. Somebody gives you a few $100s, and then the universe will observe how you use that money. That's your test. You just got rewarded $500, what are you going to do? You're just going to splash out on a new pair of sneakers and then that's it, it's gone. If the universe sees that you do not know how to manage $1,000, they're not going to give you $10,000. They're not going to give you $100,000.
School does not teach us how to earn money. Most people's attitude towards money is very confused because they really don't understand. And we've been raised to believe you go to work to earn money. Just go to work. Well, going to work is not the answer to earn money.
So many people believe that, okay, if I just want this thing, if I'm attracted to it, it becomes attracted to me. Or if I, think a certain way, I affirm, I just manifest it, I'll think this way, I'll assume it, I'll believe that it's there. The more you believe in yourself, the more you play as this character. I cannot stress that word enough. Play as the character.
Compassion is not something you do for other people. That's a great side effect. Compassion is something you do for yourself. It changes the way you function and show up in the world.
He said when you change the way you look at something, what you look at changes. And of course that's right. That's your perception. Perception is one of those higher faculties. It's like perception, the will, reason, imagination, memory, and intuition. That's what makes us who we are. That's what separates us from all the rest of the animal kingdom.
My first ever trip was to the US Open to represent my country. It was in Colorado Springs in 1993. My first time I fell in love with America, but it became because I visualized that in my mind. And that was my beginning. The beginning of my fascination with the human mind that would later lead to me starting Mind Valley and writing this book.
That when you have a moment where you're like, this is important, your brain puts it on a checklist.
Yeah, there's like a notch.
Yes, a notch happens. And now your brain, as part of the filter in the brain, is always going to be kind of scanning the subconscious to let anything into your mind related to that incident.
It's a simple process, as Napoleon Hill says, that whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. But there are processes that you need to break down into different processes that makes up the entire process possible.
Now, your perception, it's how you look at something that's going to determine your reality. Well, your paradigm controls your perception.
Even without doing any activity, you can still manifest what you want if you organize these 4 dimensions in one direction and keep it unwavering in that direction for a certain period of time. Right now the problem with your mind is, every moment it is changing its direction. It is like you want to travel somewhere And every 2 steps, if you keep changing your direction, the question of you reaching the destination is very remote unless it happens by chance.
The way I look at things actually changes or determine how the things want to present in my reality.
The law of vibration and attraction. You see, vibration and attraction go together. Attraction is a secondary law. Vibration is the primary law. Everything vibrates. The law of vibration decrees that nothing rests, everything moves. We literally live in an ocean of motion.
So that means because you already have it inside of you, because the heart is the magnet, because it's magnetic, that's why it pulls. That's why it pulls. Yeah, I express it now again, maybe a little bit fluffy again, but it attracts the energy which is surrounding all of us to finally manifest what thought, what emotion and what feeling and what wish and desire you have inside of that heart. It's pulling it towards you.
This is going after what you really want. You don't know how to get it, but you know you're going to get it. Now stop and think in history. The Wright brothers didn't know how to get the plane in the ground, but they knew they were going to get it in the ground. Ed Hillary did not know how he was going to get to the top of the mountain, but he knew he was going to the top of the mountain. What do you really want? Now think. Just come along with me and daydream for a few minutes.
To understand law of attraction, first you have to understand this, that you always attract into your life the people, the things, the resources, the ideas in harmony with your dominant thoughts. It means that you always attract people into your life in harmony with your current experience, knowledge, and wisdom. It means that your life only gets better when you get better.
It's funny because when people manifest things in life, they say, wow, thank you, universe. But when challenges happen and we get tested by the universe, we disregard the whole universe thing. Think about it. When was the last time you had a challenge or something didn't go your way and you actually looked up and you thanked the universe?
Everyone wants to manifest things fast. We are in a society where everything can happen instantly.
I want you to think about the dream home. I was talking to a young lady in our company, Lisa, and she was telling me, I said, Lisa, what do you really want? And she was telling me about the home. She started to describe it. I said, go after it, Lisa, go after it. How about the trip you want to take? Or maybe the business you want to build?
When you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at change. So if we categorize a belief, it can be belief about yourself, it can be belief about religion, belief about God, belief about money, belief about the world.
Tests are to see how you handle certain situations. And if you handle it the right way, the universe will respond accordingly with the manifestations that you've asked for.
And then I was like, I'm going to do that, and I will do that. And then that's when I began to practice it. And I would practice like little parts of it. Like when we were driving into the shopping mall, I would always visualize that the car park space right at the front door would be empty for me, waiting for us to pull up. You know, and I kept building on that, and I got better at it, and I became so damn good at it, and I was able to go in front of the world and tell the world.
Yeah, I would visualize,
This is when you were broke and poor.
You know, right, having directors interested in me and people that I respected saying, you know, I like your work or whatever that is. And I would visualize things coming to me that I wanted or whatever.
So, organizing our minds and in turn organizing the whole system and these 4 basic dimensions of who you are right now in one direction, if you do this, you are a Kalpavruksha yourself. Anything that you wish will happen.
We expect things immediate and fast, and of course the same applies to manifesting. We think of something we want, we ask for it, we hold the space, we follow the steps, and then we want it right now. And I totally get it. That's normal based on the way we're programmed in society. It's the instant gratification that we are programmed to expect. But when it comes to manifesting, time really is an illusion. Because everything you desire is already here and it already exists.
We showed a little video of you when you were just a young kid. This is what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to be.
You know, a young boy, my oldest sister, when I was a young kid at around 15 years of age, unsure where I was going, came to me with a book, The Secret, The Law of Attraction, a book on the law of attraction.
The key to living the law of attraction.
The Secret, and preaching the law of attraction to keep positive and have belief in where you're going, and you're able to, you can almost visually create your entire world.
You see, you're so much more than you appear to be or even think you are. You already have within all that's required to attract, literally. You already have within all that's required to attract whatever you want into your life.
If you organize your mind to a certain level of organization, it in turn organizes the whole system. Your body, your emotion, your energies, everything gets organized in that direction. Once all these 4 dimensions of you, your physical body, your mind, your emotion, and the fundamental life energies are organized in one direction. Once you are like this, anything that you wish happens without even lifting a little finger, actually.
You said in the music years ago that I see come past today. You know, and I'm a firm believer of speaking things into existence.
Same here, brother.
I'm a firm believer of, you know, you work and the universe gives back to you. I'm a firm believer in that stuff. You feel me? In the law of attraction, of course, and God as well. I'm a firm believer in the law of attraction and you know, the way things come.
But the thing about manifesting is that the magic truly happens when it looks like that thing isn't happening and isn't going to show up, and then the very last second it shows up anyway. There is this beauty and power and magic in creation. So
I visualized, I'm sitting here holding the steering wheel, visualizing a brand new car, and visualizing good things in times of struggle. And that, when you can do that, I think that really makes that law of attraction work. I think it really attracts to you more. You know what I mean? Because that is harder to do when you're in the struggle to visualize these things.
Both of them clearly indicate nothing is created or destroyed. If nothing's created or destroyed, then everything's already here, if not in one state, another. You and I have a marvelous imagination, and everything starts with a vision. Van Gogh was asked how he did such beautiful work. He said, first I dream my painting, and then I paint my dream.
I want you to think of like gravity. It's an unchanging law of the universe, gravity. When I throw something in the air, it will drop to the ground. When you jump off a building, you will hit the ground. That's the law of gravity. You see, law of attraction is no different. It is simply the ability to attract into our lives whatever we are focusing on.
I just believe that. I believe that I can create whatever I want to create. If I can put my head on it right, study it, learn the patterns, and you know, it's hard to put into words, some real metaphysical, esoteric nonsense, but I feel very strongly that we are who we choose to be.
Well, do you know that we can create the life we want? We can put ourselves into the vibration that we have to be in to attract what we want to attract. Think of this. If I hit my phone, hit send, and I had your number on it like that, the message would be on your phone. How's that happening? It's happening through vibration. That's really how it's happening. Well, you know, our whole world operates that way. It's so phenomenal.
the way this hack works is by shifting energies and changing your expectations, because what you expect is what you attract. I'll be saying this a lot because I have to drive this one home. It's so important. What you expect is what you attract.
You talk about those sold out arenas and you used to pretend that you were, a superstar and people were coming to see you. How far did that feel when you were driving 2 hours to go work? I mean, that must have been a different universe. Were you still thinking about that?
Of course, because you have to do that. You have to battle with this. This is the law of attraction. You have to, in the struggle, when things are going good and you visualize these good things happening, you visualize more good things happening, that's easy. What's not easy to do is when things are going bad and you're visualizing the good stuff. And
Like, you just decide what it's going to be, who you're going to be, how you're going to do it. Just decide. And then from that point, the universe is going to get out your way. It's like, it's water. It wants to move and go around stuff, you know. So for me, I want to represent possibilities. I want to represent the idea that you really can make what you want.
The feeling of certainty has a really powerful energetic force behind it because it shapes your physical reality. So if you are putting out the energy of certainty that you know and expect it fully that it will show up, it sets forth an activation of your desire.
But if you really want something, I think this is the way. Slowly, steadily, wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly meaning what? There is no doubt there. You are not doubting it.
You might have heard of people for whom they asked for something and beyond all expectations it came true for them. Generally this happens to people who are in faith.
Because that's what I focused on, suddenly I could see more. Or were they always there, but I just didn't notice them? That's how our brain, that's how our mind works.
What do you want to do in your life? Where do you want to go? What do you want to make happen? What do you want to make happen for between now and the end of the year? Think about it for a moment. Don't think of why you can't. Doesn't matter how much money you've got. Doesn't matter how much help you've got. Build a vision of what you would like to accomplish between now and the end of the year.
Hasn't manifested like in the way that it's right in front of the eyes, but just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not there.
Everything that you desire has come to pass. I want you to go forth, relax, and live. But make me proud. Be courageous. Do not fear. And don't hope. You heard me. Don't hope. No.
I always say, what you expect is what you attract. Because expectations are a fundamental force in what you experience.
I think the best way to express it is when it comes from the heart.
And that I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. And I genuinely believe that I can do anything. And I'm not surprised that I'm still here.
Everything's happened. I know it's okay. I just gotta give it my best. I can do this. If you can envision that and create that within your mind, because that's what reality is. All of this is happening in your mind.
That's why now when energy, strong energy, starts to come into your life, well, in order for something to be created, we need a lot of energy. So the ultimate question is always, if you want to manifest something into your life, you need energy for that.
When you have a negative thought, immediately cancel it with a positive thought. You know, instead of thinking of somebody beating your ass, think of yourself exhausted. You're winning. Fight's almost over. Just think something positive.
And if you are sending from the heart the signals out to the universe that there is something that there is something you would like to receive.
But if you create that, think about that. You don't know, but you can create that knowing. You believe everything you believe about reality right now because it was taught to you by your parents, by some institution, by whoever raised you. But imagine that. Imagine if you could detach from the worry, detach from the anxiety, and just know.
I wrote myself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I gave myself 5 years, or 3 years maybe, and I dated it Thanksgiving 1995, and I put it in my wallet, and I kept it there, and it deteriorated and stuff, but then just before Thanksgiving 1995, I found out that I was going to make $10 million on, I think it was Dumb and Dumber. Maybe.
Dumb and Dumber, yeah.
You tune your head or you tune your mind in a way that it's so convincing in your mind that when you're in that situation, your body just takes over because it's already registered in your mind. And when that happens, you feel like, wow, man, this is so powerful. Because if something looks difficult, and if you don't convince yourself to go out there and achieve the opposite, you're never going to be able to do it. You can't just land in a place and say, I'll see what happens. That way, your chances of succeeding become very, very low.
Even though I was having these troubles at home, and even though I had no job, no security, you know what I mean, or whatever, didn't know what I was doing. If it didn't happen, it didn't happen. But I still was able to feel like it was. I still was able to go into a different, just like use my imagination, like a kid would use his imagination. I was basically just using my imagination.
And that's what you need to do. If you truly want success, if you want happiness in this life, you first have to love yourself. You have to be attracted to yourself. You have to love being you, and then create this monumental, extravagant, amazing version of yourself.